by the benign grace of Lord Sri Hari, our very beloved Sri Madhuri Sakhi Sameta Premikavartha Thakurji and our Sri Padmavati Devi Sameta Sri Aishwarya Srinivasa Perumal, and by the immense kripa of our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Maharanyam Sri Muralidhara Swamiji. We have been very blessed to be enjoying Sri Srinivasa Vaibhavam during our Sri Srinivasa Aishwarya Srinivasa Perumal's Vaibhavotsavam. It is here, we are here to celebrate Bhagavan's glory, and what better way than remembering or doing a smarana of all his divine leelas. And in all the 3 days, for those of them who haven't been able to be here for those past 3 days, you are very fortunate in a way, because today you are here and only today Bhagavan is going to come. Bhagavan was getting ready all these days. He had decided to reside in Bhuloka, as we saw on the very first day. He asked Narad Maharishi for a nice place, and Naradji gave him the best desert in the world where nothing would grow ever. And Bhagavan decided to bless that place. And the moment Bhagavan decided to come, instantly our Adisesha Perumal, he came down first and he became this Saptagiri. He became the Maravadi for Bhagavan to stand there. So he kept the place ready, because he knew how the whole area was. So he thought, at least let me make a good place where he can come and stand. So he became the Saptagiri. And we have been seeing the greatness of this Tirumala itself. How the Saptagiris, the 7 hills that are there, it is not different from Adisesha Perumal. We have been seeing the greatness of each of the hills. Is it not? See, Bhagavan decided to come only out of absolute compassion. Naradji, when he went to Bhagavan in Shirabdi, and he told him that generally people don't come to you, Krishna, because you are very famous as Mukunda. And the moment you say Mukunda, he is Mokshadatta. So the only thing people can relate to is Moksham when they think of you. And that is the last thing they want. So they really don't care about Moksham as of now. Is it not? Kaivalya nidhi bhitam mamanu gachan mama kamitam manusya Kaivalya nidhi bhitam mamanu gachan mama kamitam manusya about the greatness of a guru. He says, Kaivalya nidhi bhitam. We are so afraid of this treasure called Kaivalyam, attaining Bhagavan. So what the Sadguru does is, Mama Kamitam Anusruti. He takes care of all that we desire. He doesn't talk about moksham at all. And he slowly grants us what we want, and then once we fall into his grace net, then he slowly feeds about moksha to us. He slowly takes us towards moksha. We don't even realize that we are walking that path. That's what happens. So here Naradji also says to Bhagavan, people know you only as Mukunda, and they were very frightened of moksha. And people go elsewhere because all the other deities, they grant all the prayers. Because like we said on the very first day, only a mother would actually care for the well-being of her child. Is it not? Say a child is very sick. It's been having cold and fever for the past 2-3 days. And now it's a bit okay, it's a bit fine, and it wants to eat ice cream. Will the mother give? She'll be the villain in the eyes of the child. She'll say, I won't give. Now if the child goes to the next door, to its neighbor's house, to play with the kid there, and it casually asks the neighbor auntie, care. No, he does not know. That this child was sick, or that this ice cream could hurt the child more, or the child could, get wheezing. She has no clue about that. Only the mother knows, is it not? So Naraji says, see, other deities, they give whatever these jivas ask for, but that is why they go there and they don't come to you. So Bhagavan thought, that is the reason, let me come and be a part of them, let me live among them in this Tirumala with the sole intention of granting them whatever they want. And how beautifully he is doing it till today, is it not? He's like, he decided to stand and he's standing and standing and standing. He never gets a chance to rest. See, Dolotsam is at 2 o'clock in the morning and 2:30 Prabodhanam. That's how it is in Tirupati till today, because Bhagavan is bent upon granting whatever anyone asks. He says, let me grant all the kamyantas. You come. You want job, you come to me. Put some cost in the undi. Because if I give everything for free, you won't believe me, you won't trust me. So let me take something from you so you have some trust. Yeah, free we won't think that it is of any value. You have to spend something to feel that it is valuable. That is human nature. So Bhagavan does that. So Bhagavan decided to come here only out of compassion. And if Bhagavan so decides, Kimalabhyam Bhagavati Prasanne Sriniketan. Bhagavan has Agilgille, Nirayumendru, Alarme, Mangai, Uremarba. He has Sriniketan. That's one word. Then what Alvar says, you have to say that in a single word in Sanskrit is Sriniketan. That's all. Sridevi is there right on him, sitting there. So whatever we want, Bhagavan is ready to grant. Kim Alabhyam. What is there in this world that we cannot attain if Bhagavan is pleased with us? But how to please Bhagavan? If he is pleased with us, he will grant everything. How do you please him? Bhagavan himself says, Patram cha pushpam cha palam cha toyam Ashnami dattam priya bhakti purvam Swayam prakashopi krita pradipam Pashyami bhaktena samarpitam ched Patram pushpam palam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati. That's the only condition. Just offer everything to me with love. See, we discussed this again on the first day. How Bhagavan has created this entire universe so that we can attain him in some way. Matrartham cha, bhavartham cha, atmane akalpanaya cha. As Bhagavatam says, you can take the path of pravritti, you can take the path of nivritti, but both will lead only to Bhagavan. They're supposed to lead only to Bhagavan if you follow it perfectly. Right? So Bhagavan thought, Bhagavan created this entire universe, and that too not randomly. No, not randomly. Bhagavan took so much care. Is it not? When he created this, Bhagavatam says, Vyakaranam Vichitram. When he created birds, Bhagavan was so conscious about what he is doing, and he was showing the skills of craftsmanship, it seems, in creating these birds. So when you look at the kind of bird that we have in this world, Bhagavan did not just create everything randomly. He has put so much thought into that. There is so much, aesthetics and so on, Guru Maharaj would say. That's how he has created everything. Why? Because he thought these things would remind us of him. He created everything and then he gave us all this Karachanadi Avayavas. He gave us hands, he gave us legs, he gave us his eyes, ears. He has given everything. So we can enjoy it, and not just enjoy it, but understand that these have been given to us by Bhagavan out of his compassion, and feel grateful about it and offer it to Bhagavan. Because what else can we offer Bhagavan? As our Guru Maharaj would say, we can't create even one speck of sand. Is it not? So whatever we give, we are very careful about what we give. We ration when it comes to Bhagavan. Is it not? But whatever we give, we are only offering what Bhagavan has given us already. And nothing more than that. That is the whole beauty of Bhagavata Dharma. Bhagavan has given us this Bhagavata Dharma just to show that, all you have to do is, you don't have to control your senses. Nivritya Marga is very difficult. Don't bother about that. If we ask people to control their senses, the more we ask them to do it, the more it's going to fight against it. Is it not? Our own senses will fight against us. Even if we will to control it, it won't happen. It's not easy. And that is why Bhagavata Dharma says, don't bother about controlling your senses. Instead, just redirect it. That's enough. And Guru Maharaj sings now. Ulle par, yana kannadave. Ulle par, No, that is what you have to do. Mudiliya, we can't do it. It is simple. Veliye Kannanai Paar. That's why he is here. Is it not? There's a very beautiful Guru Kirtan, our Guru Maharaj, where the devotee beautifully says that adukudane idella irukku. Kangal Gurunathane kaana kaadugalavar pugal kekkattum. Kangal Gurunathane kaana kaadugalavar pugal kekkattum. Naavil Gurunathane naamam karangal avar padam pachattum. Naavil Gurunathane naamam karangal avar padam pachattum. Karangal avar padam pachattum. Karangal avar padam pachattum. Karangal avar pachattum. That is why we have eyes to see our Guru Maharaj. Kadugal our pugal kekkattum. Is it not? Bhagavan has given us these avayavas only for that. That's why Alvar says, Devum eppurulum padaikka பூவில் நான் புகனை படைத்த தேவன் எம்பெருமானு கல்லால் பூவும் பூசனையும் தகுமே. If you look at all the flowers that have blossomed in this world, our Alvar says, Ammalvar says in Thiruvaimozhi, you know why they bloom? So they can be offered to Bhagavan. That's the only purpose for these flowers to bloom. There is no other purpose at all. And this is the Basuram that changed the life of Sri Govindan. He was the nephew of Ramanujacharya. You know, when Ramanujacharya was studying under Yadava Prakasha, at that time Govindan also was studying with him. And then of course we know the Charitra of Sri Ramanujacharya. We know how he had to run for his life away from his own Guru. Yadava Prakasha. And it is Kanchi Varadaraja Perumal who brought him back. He showed him the way out of the forest and he brought him back to his Charana in Kanchipuram. And later, Govindan had gone along with this Yadava Prakasha Swami and Ramanujacharya had lost touch with him. He had lost the path. He was serving somebody somewhere. And Ramanujacharya, when he heard about what is happening in the life of Govindan, he felt very bad. So he actually prayed to Tirupati Nambi, his own uncle. Right? Because Govindan was also his Mariman, is it not? Tirupati Nambi's Mariman. So he said, see, please somehow bring this Govindan back to Bhagavat Charana. Please do it. And Tirupati Nambi also had a sankalpam for it because he wanted to please our Ramanujacharya. So once in Keel Tirupati, in Tirumala only, in Tirupati, he was sitting on the banks of Swarnamukhi river. He was doing Bhagavat Vishaya Kalakshepam. That is, he was telling Tiruvayimozhi. And it was the same place. On the banks of the Swarnamukhi itself, there was a beautiful flower garden where Govindan used to come and used to take those flowers for some other puja, not for Bhagavat puja. So when he was there in that garden collecting flowers for that some other puja, our Tirupati Nambi was giving Kalakshepam on this Bhagavat Vishaya and this particular Basuram. And when our Govindan heard, just this word, Poovum Poosanayum Tagume, like our Guru Maharaj sings, Unnai Kondadamal Yare Kondadam. Kondadam na Bhagavanana Kondadam. So when he hears this, Poovum Poosanayum Tagume, is it right, is it appropriate to offer these flowers to someone else other than Bhagavan? The moment he heard it, see, it is the power of the Sankalpa of Sri Ramanujacharya and the beauty of Nammalvar's Basuram and the Bhava of our Tirupati Nambi, they all come together, they all work together, and he only heard this Basuram and the explanation. The next moment he threw everything away, he came to the feet of Tirupati Nambi and he surrendered and he said, please take me to Ramanujacharya. What have I been doing with my life? And he became the great Embar. Is it not? He sings, Parpamena Tigal. That he says, Illai enakkedir, illai enakkedir, illai enakkedire. Rather generally, a disciple is supposed to be very humble. Is it not? But Embar says, there is nobody like me. Why? Because, you know who my Guru is? I am Ramanujacharya's Shishya. He says, why will I belittle myself? I have such a great Acharya. No one is as fortunate as me. That's why our Guru Maharaj, when he says Rasa, during Rasa Leela, our gopis, they got something called Saubhagamadam. Yeah, but Guruji solvar, why will they not have that Saubhagamadam? It is so logical for them to have Saubhagamadam, having the pride that I am so fortunate. Because Krishna is dancing with me. I mean, it is logical, no? Something is wrong with them. Is it not? If you cannot really feel how far, see, we are in the Utsav in Brahmotsav with our Guru Maharaj, right? And when we see the way our Guru Maharaj has that bhavam, for a second, won't we think that, how fortunate for us to be here? How can that be wrong? If we can't realize it, then something is wrong. No. So here, our Embar says, that's how it became. Just this Paksuram. Every flower is blooming in Tirumala only to be offered to Bhagavan. That is why once every Alvar has done Pushpa Kainkaryam. That's been one of the most important Kainkaryam services for Bhagavan. Our Periyalvar has done Pushpa Kainkaryam. Our Andal has been doing Pushpa Kainkaryam along with her father Periyalvar. And Thondaiman Alvar has done Pushpa Kainkaryam. That is why in Sampradayam, if you see, they are even in Tirupavai Vyakyanam, Priyochan Pillai, he calls Thondaiman Alvar as the father of Andal. How can you call like that? Because only Periyalvar was the father, she's very clear about it. But he called Thondaiman Alvar as the father. You know why? Because both of them were doing Pushpa Kainkaryam, it seems. And so, because they were doing Pushpa Kainkaryam, Thondaiman Alvar became the younger brother of Periyalvar. So, Chittappa is also Appa now. This is Vyakyanam. So beautifully. They've all done Pushpa Kainkaryam. And once Ramanujacharya, in Sri Rangam, he was doing this Bhagavad Kalakshepam again. And in that, he was explaining the Pasuram. Yendai Tandai 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 Kum Mundai Vanavar Konadum Sindhupu Magilum Thiru Venkatathu Antamel Pugal Kaadil Annane Yendai Tandai 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 Kum. And when he was explaining this Pasuram, while he was talking, while he was giving the Bhagavad Kalakshepam, tears trickled down the cheeks of our Ramanujacharya, it seems. And these disciples of Sri Ramanujacharya, when they listen to a katha, they don't just listen. They actually look at their Acharya and they literally drink everything about him. His every action, his every look, his every glance, everything. Even if he blinks, they know where he blinked, everything. They are so particular about it. So when they were hearing this Pasuram and they were looking at this most beautiful face of their Acharya and they saw these tears trickling, they just didn't think that, there is some bhava there. He is being touched by this Pasuram. See, that's a very generic way of understanding the bhava of a guru. Where he is describing a Pasuram and he is crying, means that Pasuram has touched him in some way. But these disciples are very smart. They are not so generic about it. They notice their Acharya in such detail, so carefully it seems, that they know exactly where he cries. Not just in the Pasuram, but where in the Pasuram, what has really touched him. So they were noticing it seems, and they were kind of gathering what has touched him. Had he started crying or had those tears appear when he said, Yendai, Tandai, Tandai, Tandai Kum. Obviously, if that is where he cries, then maybe he thinks of Bhagavan as Nama Kuladeva. He is my family deity. I am so blessed that, Yendai, Tandai, 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 Mootappan, Yepada Kaal Todangi. See, some of them are fortunate to be born in a Kula where they are already devotees of our Bhagavan. Is it not? That is the difference in all the gopis and Guru Maharaj would say, is it not? During Rasa, we have different kinds of gopis coming. And the difference lies here, where some of them always belong to Bhagavan. So if you are born in such a Kula, where your Kuladevam is, Veeragava Perumal, your Kuladevam is our Tirupati Perumal, your Kuladevam itself is such Divinesha Perumal, then you are so blessed because you come in that Kula. So maybe he is thinking of that and he is so touched. But that is not where the tears trickled. So they knew that was not the case. So maybe it is Mundai Vanavar Korodum. If he had shed tears, at that line, then maybe they would have thought that maybe he is been thinking of the Prabhavam, the Prabhutvam, how Bhagavan is Devadi Devan, and Bhagavan is that Param Tattvam. Maybe they thought of it, Bhagavan, Acharya has been thinking of that, and maybe that's why the tears trickled. But that is not where it trickled, it seems. So Thiru Venkatadri, was it there? Because it is Divya Desham, the very Smarana of Divya Desham can go, is it not? You should hear our Guru Maharaj talk about Vrindavana. When he talks about even in Meera Charitram, every time, even today you have the CD, listen to it. Every time in Meera Charitram, when Meera says to Rana, when he asks, what do you want? She says, Vrindavanam po. And the Vrindavanam sollumbodhu gadgadam. Just that word, Vrindavanam. So maybe here our Ramanujacharya was touched by the Smarana of Tiruvenkatam. That is our Perumal there in Divya Desam, but not there also. Andamel Pugad. Bhagavan Pugad is limitless. Is it not? His glory is limitless. So did he think of Bhagavan's greatness, his glory, and did that touch him? Says no. Karil Undale. Did he shed tears when the beauty of Brahma was described? Did that touch him? Said, yes, all these things have touched him, but not to the extent of shedding tears. Then they see, when the tears were actually shed by the Acharya, when he said, Sindhu Poo Magidum. And the Sindhu Poo, where the Alvar says that in Tirumala, so many flowers have fallen to the ground. It seems there are so many flowers bloom in Tirumala. That's what Alvar is saying. And when Acharya and Ramanujacharya was describing that, he was shedding tears. And the disciples, they understood this and they asked, why did you shed tears at that line? What is it that you desire, Guru Maharaj? And immediately Ramanujacharya says that, see, Alvar says that there are so many flowers up there in Tirumala, but there is no one to offer it to Bhagavan. Because all these flowers have blossomed only for that now. But they are all withering and going waste by falling down into the ground just like that without being offered to Bhagavan. So I really wish someone would go there and offer it to Bhagavan. Everybody was silent. Yeah, that's true. Dangerous, huh? Because the moment you show some interest, you are not Boria. Most of them don't want to do that. See, it is very, very easy and comfortable to be in the presence of our Guru and do Kaikari. Everybody will desire for that. Being in the physical presence and physical proximity of a Sadguru and doing Kaikarya, who will not want? Not all will be granted. That is true. But everyone will desire only that. No? And those of them who have been granted such Kaikarya, they would never want to move away. And rightly so. Rightly so. So here none of them wanted to go. Why? Not because they will miss Sri Perumal. Most of them they don't remember Perumal at all. In Utsavam, Premik or Dharma everybody will be only. Most of the time we won't even know that Perumal hasn't come. We go to Govindam There we'll have no clue where the There is. Because we'll be running behind only our Guru Maharaj, is it not? So these disciples, they did not want to go to Tirumala not because they would miss Sri Ananthazhwar. They didn't want to be away from it because everyone wants to be like Lakshmana Alvar. No, there is only one Bharata. You can have 1,000 Lakshmana Alvars. So nobody can match Bharata Alvar. Is it not? Because he was away from Ramchandra Prabhu all the time, but constantly in his thought, constantly serving him, being away. That is the greatness. So when everyone was hesitant, our Ananthazhwar got up. And he said, I will go to Tirumala and I will offer all those flowers to Bhagavan. I will do it. And Ramanujacharya was so touched, so happy. He did Alinganam. He said, will you really go? He said, yes, of course I will go. When? He said, now. Not tomorrow. Guru Maharaj would say, Dhruvan, when he went for tapas, he didn't say, Amma, naadiki porai. Because he will say, if someone says that, it means they will never go. If you are preparing for something, it should be instant. Vairagya should be instant. And this Kainkaryam Bhagyam, he says, why? Even Ananthazhwar, his idea was not that, if you go there, you can offer it to Bhagavan and Bhagavan will be. if I go and offer these flowers to Bhagavan there, our Acharya will be happy. He's shedding tears. He'll be very, very happy that there's someone taking care of those flowers there and they're reaching the goal, they're reaching the feet of Bhagavan. That joy, the thought of that joy that our Guru Maharaj will have, that is enough. And he is ready to leave that very day. And he is married. He has a family. If you have to shift to a place like that, from Srinagar to Tirumala, can you do it just overnight? You go home and tell your family first. And let us see how they react, is it not? But he knew that everyone, his family was there only to serve Athirajan. So he knew that. So he just went and she was pregnant with a child. And she was almost 9 months pregnant at that time. But he did not consider all that. He said, let us go. Tirumala Engar ka, how, there was no proper roads, there were no stairs, nothing. She climbed the hill with him. They went together as Dampati. They were really Divya Dampati for doing this. Because those were the days when Tirumala was not like this. Then you go and you have all the comforts, you can book a room, you can book a ticket, you book an appointment with Bhagavan. You do that all now, no? That's not possible then. It was only forest all along. And we went there and he started doing the Kaikari. And Ananthazhwar, he felt that now because it is a rainy season, you have all the flowers and it's been well irrigated and all. But there will be a time during summer when there will be no water. So he thought, we have to, build a garden, make a garden here and grow all the necessary flowers. And to maintain that garden, we need water. So we have to create the Jalashayam also. So he decided to dig a lake. Right? So generally when we want to do something like that, we call for people who are capable of doing it. Is it not? But this is Kaikaryam. Not Perumal Kaikaryam. Guru Kaikaryam. So no compromise. He took a shovel and spade in his hand, started digging. And why is that? He himself made a map of how long, how big, how large this lake has to be, this pond has to be, and he did all the measurements. He started digging. He didn't bother, he didn't ask for help, he didn't call for help. He was digging and then, when you dig, you get the mud and someone has to throw it away. He calls his wife, who is 9 months pregnant, and he loads her with that. And he says, because he feels it's Guru Kaikaryam, and Bhagavan will take care of everything else. And she also does it. She becomes very tired. It was not easy for her to, and Ananthazhwar has shown a place where she has to walk till the point and throw it. Because Pitta Pata Krimi doesn't move, so he can't do it there. So he needs real space. So he's shown a place far away. And she's been walking there all along, every day. Every time he gives. And there was this young lad who seemed to belong to some hunter. He was watching this from a distance. He felt very bad for Ananthazhwar's wife. He thought, see, what kind of a man he is, he's letting her do this. And he went to her and said, Mother, please, you don't walk like this, give it to me, I will go and throw the mandal cow. And she was so tired, she gave it. And this lad, he went and he threw it and he came back. And Ananthazhwar was seeing she was coming back very quickly. He stopped and he said, where are you throwing the mud? What are you doing? And she had no clue that it was not the right thing to do and all. She thought, no, there was this boy who said that he would help me. So I have taken it halfway through and he is doing, he takes it the other half and he gives me, so we are sharing. Ananthazhwar, what? You show me that lad. And he went and he saw this, he said, why are you here? You go back to where you came from. And the lad said, see, no, his mother, I can't see her suffer. All I am doing is just helping. He said, did he ask me for help? You please mind your own business. He said, no, this is my business. I can't see her suffer. He said, she is my wife. I know what to do with her. You go. And he said, no, please. He said, no, this is our Kaikarya. Why are you interfering? He said, that is why I want to do. It's Bhagavad Kaikarya, no? You are doing this for Bhagavan. Why can't I be a part of it? Ananthazhwar said, did I stop you from doing Kaikarya? You go and build another pond. You dig another pond. See, is there a limit to how much mala you can offer to Bhagavan? Is there a limit to, how much flowers you can offer to Bhagavan? No. Why are you coming, why are you competing with me? I don't mind if you do the same Pushpa Kaikarya. Pandan. So I don't want to share what I am doing with you. I want to do, why? Because he says that when my Acharya comes one day to Tirumala and he asks, who did this? Who dug up this entire pond? I will say, he did it. Your disciples, we did it. If I take help from you, I have to tell that you also helped us. I don't want to do that. This is a Kaitarya, I am doing for my Guru. So exclusively only we will do, you run away. And the child, that lad, he walked a bit away. And again Anantha started digging. And his wife again started going and throwing. But after some time, she herself came and she told, see, that lad is not going. He's snatching it from me. And then you scold me. So I am telling you, Modalina complain. So she said, this is what is happening, you take care. Anantha got very angry. He said, I am telling you so many times that you should not be interfering in our Venkarya, and you are doing it again and again. If you don't run away, I will really throw you from this place. And he said, no, I will do it, and he was trying to snatch it again from Anantha's wife. Anantha got very angry. And generally when you drive someone away, you just say, po, is it not, with your hand? And he was having a spade in his hand. He was so angry, he didn't realize. He said, po, and the spade went and hit the child on the chin. And instantly, before Anantha realized, that lad just ran away because he was hurt. And Anantha did not care. He said, and he didn't realize that it had actually hit him so badly. He didn't realize that. He took the spade back and he started doing the Kaikarya. And after digging some time, he has to collect the flowers. Pushpa Kaikarya was the main, and this was a supporting Kaikarya for the Pushpa Kaikarya. So he would dig for some time, and then before the time for Aradhana, he'll collect all the flowers, he'll have to tie it into garland and keep it ready. So in his house, in his hut, he was making the mala for the Aradhana of Bhagavan. And suddenly Archak Mukhena Bhagavan, he entered the Archaka and he sent a word calling for Anantharva. And Archaka he came and said, no, Bhagavan is calling you. And Anantharva said, tell him I will come after I make the malas. I can't come now. Oh, what? He said, I am calling you, you won't come. You are doing that mala for me, but you won't come. See, if you tell him that if he doesn't come now, I don't want his mala. I won't accept his garland. Anantharva said, that is your wish. See, I am doing this because my Acharya asked me to collect these flowers, make a garland, offer it to you. So that is only, that's how much I can do. I will do that. And then, if the Archaka offers it to you or not, that is not in my hands. Some people, they'll bring flower to the temple. That's why they will tell you, you should realize that whoever has the fortune of serving Bhagavan directly in the Sannidhi, inside the Sanctum Sanctorum, when they enter there, it is Bhagavan who does things through them. It is not when they are using that mala, if they put it in Bhagavan's feet, or they keep it in Bhagavan's shiras, or if they keep it to Utsava Murti instead of Mola Murti, it is not, they are not doing it by their choice. That's what Bhagavan wills. You have to understand it, is it not? So here Anantharva says, I can only do this much, I can only offer. No, that is his wish, I don't care. And Bhagavan was really shocked. So he said, if that is the case, if you cannot even bother, see, if it is not for my pleasure that you are doing this, then for whose pleasure are you doing this? If you don't even care about whether I am taking the accept the garland or not, why are you even doing this? He said, what? You are not doing it for you, huh? I am doing it for my Acharya. It is for this couple. I want to please him. And then Bhagavan said, in that case, you get down. You can't be in this Tirumala. You get down. Anantharva said, who are you to ask me to go? You came from Vaikunta, I came from Sri Rangam. That is the difference. Okay, this is not hopeless. So I will not go. Bhagavan was stunned. Very happily stunned. He loved that argument with Anantharva. Very happily stunned. He said, what Acharya Nishtha he has. And he was eagerly waiting for the mala. That's what he was doing. Now Anantharva had this argument, no? So he was feeling a bit bad. He slowly finished the mala and all. Usually he will go and there is no, see in Anantharva's case, his mala has to be offered because no one else is offering mala. Only he is offering it. So every time he would offer it, and once the bhatter offers it to Bhagavan, he would see the beauty of it, do a namaskar and come. Today he gave the garland. He didn't even look up at Bhagavan, because he felt very bad that he had this fight. So he just kept his head down. And slowly, Bhagavan says, Ananthazhwar. He calls him. And only then he looks up, he sees that Bhagavan is bleeding from his chin. But then it strikes that lad who came to help was Tirumalayappan himself. He had come there to help. That's it. Ananthazhwar felt so bad, he was so worried. Not even that Bhagavan is hurt. He thought, what will Ramanacharya think? He sent me here to, serve Bhagavan. I have hurt him. When he could not bear to see the flowers of Tirumala wither away, what will he feel when he sees that Bhagavan is hurt like this? And he pleads Bhagavan, he says, what can I do now? I have done such an apachara. It is not Bhagavad apachara, it is Guru apachara. It is Acharya apachara that I have done. And he weeps. And Bhagavan says, don't worry, I have a medicine for it. Will you give it? He said, anything. I need Pada Renu. Bhakta Pada Renu is what I want. Ananthazhwar was very pleased. He said, go, I have to go. So confident. And that is what we have in Bhagavan's chin. The Vachakarpura Vikrome, that is Pada Renu. Ananthazhwar the vechindar. That is how Ananthazhwar did such a Venkarya. Then we have to talk about the Bhaktas of Tirumala, Tirupati Perumal. Ananthazhwar himself, how Bhagavan, he celebrates Ananthazhwar so much. See, our Ananthazhwar had this, he had established this beautiful garden. He was so particular about caring for that garden. Every tree and every flower. He had even appointed a watchman, night watchman. So that nobody else comes in and animals and all should not come and eat away. So he had it fenced and all. It is a very secure park, secure garden. And he had very clearly put a board outside that this is Srinivasa Perumal's Udyanavanam. It's very clear. So no one can go and pluck the flowers and all. He had watchman, everything ready. But every day morning he would come for collecting the flowers. After a few days he started realizing that somebody was visiting this Udyanavanam when nobody was watching. Because he saw that many flowers and petals were all scattered down. And the worst part was, just like when people go to park, right, some local worldly park, they will dirty it now. And somebody had been dirtying this park. He could see tambulam. Someone had spit beetle leaves and tambulam and all. He was very hurt, very angry. He called the night watchman and said, what are you doing? You're sleeping? Someone is here and they're doing something. He said, no, I've been watching, no one is coming. He said, I'll show you. And he shows all the places. He says, see, this is how it is. Clean this place and, tonight, keep a watch, tell me who's coming. That poor watchman, he stood whole night. He went around, going rounds, giving whistle and all. Nobody came. Next day morning, Ananthazhwar came, same state. Everything is gone, there's beetle leaves everywhere, spit here and there. He said, okay, this watchman is useless. Let me wait tonight and see what is happening. And he waited. He waited the whole night. In the middle of the night, suddenly, a couple, Garudadri, they're coming and happily, just like, some people walk in the park and happily talk. These two, this lad is very young, he's 24 years old, he's only, that age. And this girl is around 18 years old. And both of them are holding hands and happily walking, sitting on the bench there. In Tamil, you say, there's a big board called Srinivasa Perumal's Udyanavanam. Can't they see? How can they do this to this garden? Every flower here is for Bhagavan. How this fellow is plucking the flowers and keeping it on their head? He was like, oh my God, what is this? He looked around, he got a big stick. He took that and he came running. He said, hey, how did you guys come in here first? The moment these two saw that boy, that lad, young lad, 24-year lad, the moment he saw Ananthazhwar was coming, running with a stick in his hand, he ran away, leaving the girl behind. Ranchod that he is. He ran away. And Ananthazhwar, he saw that boy, the girl behind. He said, okay, you have to come for her. No, and he caught this girl and he tied her to a tree. The poor girl was crying. She said, Mama, please leave me. I will go, please. We didn't know that we shouldn't come. How will you not know? I could clearly, I've been doing this thing for so long. How will you not know? You stay here. She says, See, what kind of a person are you? You left the man and are tying me up. He said, see, even I don't want to do this. I feel very sorry for you. I feel as if you are my daughter. I don't say, I'm not hurting you, don't cry. I'm not hurting you, I'm not scolding you. Then why are you holding me here? He said, because that fellow left you. You are my only leverage now. That's why I'm holding you. He said, please release me. Because, I cannot stay without him, he cannot stay without me. And I said, what? You did not just say that he ran away without you. No, I can't be without him. I want to go. He said, see, you just wait here. He will certainly come for you. And then I'll catch him. And then I'll let you go. And he was waiting there, and this boy who left, he waited for some time. He knew this mama was not going to go away from here. So slowly in the compound area, he's, peeking from there. And that was fine. He said, hey, Gaba, come here. And anyway, he had to release the girl. So he had, the boy came. And he said, we are very sorry. We did not know that you are so sensitive. We thought it's a nice place, nice park. So nobody is there in the night. So we thought we'll have some ullasa time here. If you don't want us to come, I will not come. No, you will not come. Please leave us. He said, Adalla right. No, you won't come from now. So many days you have done this akramam, no? So many flowers have gone waste, no? So what will you do for them? You have to compensate in some form. He said, we can do one thing. What? She can be your kinkari. She can help you in the tying garlands, plucking flowers. You can use her service if you want. He said, no, I don't want to do that. What do you want? See, you have been roaming around like this. Right? I want you to marry this girl. He said, oh, that's what you want. Okay, so what do you want me to do? I will do Kanyadanam, you have to accept it. He said, yes, I will do it. He was very happy. And Ananthazhwar took the hand of this girl and he gave it to that boy and he said, you have Kanyadanam Pani Grahanam. The moment he gave it, instantly Padmavati Tayar and Srinivasa Perumal gave a Divya Darshan. Instantly Ananthazhwar just fell at their feet and he said, Prabhu, this is you. He said, sorry, if you don't want us to come and play here, no, this is your garden. Please come and play every day. How was I to know I am such a fool? And so, because Ananthazhwar gave the hand of Padmavati Tayar in the hand of Srinivasa Perumal, he is the Mamanar of Perumal. He is the father-in-law of our Srinivasa Perumal, it seems. So, Bhagavan accepted him as his father-in-law. But not just as a father-in-law, Bhagavan accepts him as his Acharya, as his own Acharya. Once, there were many Vaishnavas, a group of Vaishnavas who had taken a yatra from Srirangam to Tirumala. So all the way, when you come like that, you pack all the food and come, right? So when they had also packed for a long journey. But halfway through, somewhere in Maduranthakam or something, all the food was over. And they had long journey to go to Tirumala. There was no food. So they were wondering where they will get some food. At the time, a very young chap, he came and he offered his service. He said, I will give you food. Whatever, I know everyone. So however people you have, you tell me, I will give you food. And these Vaishnavas, the whole group, they had this practice of not accepting any food from anyone who is not a Vaishnava. So they wanted to ensure that he is a Vaishnava. So he said, this is our rule. So are you a Vaishnava? He said, of course I am a Vaishnava. I am a Vaishnava. He said, then please tell me your Acharya's Taniya. Not in now. Because if you are a Vaishnava, you should know your Acharya's Taniya. And for a second he said, oh, my Acharya's Taniya, no, I know. And instantly he said, Akhilatma Gunavasam Ajnana Timidapaham Ashutanam Susharanam Vande Anantarya Deshikam. He said, my Acharya Sri Ananthazhwar. He is there in Tirumala. He is the one who sent me. He knew that you were all coming to Tirumala. So he only asked me to offer the service. My name is Srinivasa Dasa. And I am the Shishya of this Ananthazhwar. He gave this shloka. His Vaishnava said, something is wrong in the Dhanyan. Because usually when you talk about, when you chant and Dhanyan offer Acharya, that should include the Acharya of the Acharya's name. Pavam theriyadilla. He is very new to this. So they asked, who is the Acharya for Acharya? He said, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I didn't finish yet. No, I haven't finished yet. So he said, Srimad Ramanujacharya Shri Pada Murhadvayam Yaduttamanga Sandharya Anantarya Gurum Bhaje. And Bhagavan wrote these two Dalian songs, Anantarya. That is the greatness. He accepted him as Acharya. Finally, obviously, these Vaishnavas, when they went up, they said, your disciple Srinivasa Das only came. And Dharma said, I have no disciple. I am only the disciple. Only Srinivasa has come. He is his own Dasa. He is only come like that. That is the greatness of Anantarya. That Pushpa Kaikarya. You think of Pushpa Kaikarya, Tirumala. Bhagavan says, offer me something. Some Pushpa. Then that is enough. And that is when we can't help but think of our Anantarya who did such a service. So we saw yesterday how in Narayanadri, our Narayana Muni did this tapas. When Bhagavan gave darshan to him, Narayana Muni asked him, how can I worship you? You are beyond everything. And that is when Bhagavan, he said this, Bhaktram Pushpam Param Toyam, just offer me anything with love. And accept it. And he teaches him the Vaikanasa Paddhati from Agama. And from that onwards, even till today as we see in Tirumala, that is the kind of worship that is followed in Tirumala Tirupati. And that is how Narayanadri came to be named as Narayanadri, after Narayana Muni. And then we have this another Achalam, another peak called Anjanadri. And we all know why it is called Anjanadri, is it not? Because this is where our own Anjanaya was born. Anjana Devi, Rajapura Siddhi Havadarana, Namna Prasiddha Khalu Kesariti, Tasyapi Bharya Bhavadanjaneti, Khyata Jagatyam Gunashila Rupaihi. Anjana Devi was the daughter of a Vanara king, a monkey king called Kesari. She was married to another monkey king called Kesari. The father's name and her husband's name was the same. No change of last name. Yes. So that is how she got married. So when we talk about these monkeys, even in Ramayana, they are all not normal monkeys. So they are devas in the form of these monkeys. So that is why when Lakshmana went inside Kishkinda, he went very angrily. But when he went inside, he didn't see monkeys at all. He could see only celestial beings there. When they come out of Kishkinda, they will become monkeys. But otherwise, they will be very beautiful. And Anjana Devi was very, very beautiful, it seems. But she did not have a child. So she came to this Tirumala and she did tapas there. She practiced penance there, praying for a child. And Vayu Bhagavan was very pleased with her and he blessed her and she immediately carried a child. But she was very frightened about it, just like Kunti Devi, who was blessed with a child divinely. Is it not? But she was so frightened about the world. Because how can the world understand that and that too Kunti Devi was not even married. But even here, Anjana Devi was a bit worried because she was so away from her family. And if she goes back with a child, how will even her husband believe her? So she was pretty worried about it. But when she went back to her family, when she was pregnant already after the penance, and Kesari Maharaja was actually initially very angry. But there is Asharira Bab that said that this is divine, it is Vayudeva's prasada, it is a fruit of her penance. And the child is a divine child who will be a Vayu Amsha and a Rudra Amsha. So only then Kesari realized that this is a divine intervention. And Anjana Devi was in that hill, and at that time when this child was born, he was also Ayonija. Just like we say, Bhagavan's Avatara, we say Tam Adbhutam Balakam Ambujekshanam. Devaki had that Garbha, but suddenly there was no Garbha and Bhagavan was there in front of her. Similarly, Anjana Devi, when she was there in this Anjanadri, suddenly this child appeared before her. As a 12-year-old Balaka. And she was so happy, she saw this beautiful child. She called him Sundara. That was the name she gave, Sundara. And the child, as usual, any child after it's born, is not crying for milk, is it not? But this was a grown child, so he was asking for fruit. He said, can I get some fruit? Anjana Devi was very happy. She said, you wait here, I'll get you some fruits. And she went. And when she went there, our Hanumanji, he looked around, he saw a big fruit. He said, when there's such a big fruit here, where is she searching for it? And instantly, Yuga Sahasra Yo Janakarabanu, Lilyo Tari Madhura Palajanu. Instantly, he jumped 3000 yojanas, it seems. He was just flying and all set to completely swallow the Surya Bhagavan. Surya Bhagavan got so tensed. He said, I know about Rahu, Ketu, there are so many eclipses. There is a Budu Valar eclipse. He was very worried. He went to Devendra, none of them knew the greatness of Hanumanji. He hit Hanumanji with his Vajrayuda. And Hanumanji fell into this Udayachalam. He lost consciousness. No, he seemed to have lost consciousness. That's what you should tell. Because there has never been a moment when Hanumanji was bereft of his greatness. Never. From the day he was born, he was always great. That's how he was. And he fell down there, and Anjanadri, when she came back, she was searching for this child. She couldn't find it. She felt very bad. Then she walked from Anjanadri to this Udayachalam, and she saw the child there. She started crying. She said, how can someone hit a child like this? Because Vajrayudham hit Bhagavan or Hanumanji's or Anjaneyya Swami's chi. It is called Anu. And so it was swollen, it seems. So he is called Hanuman. It's only a Karana name. Anjana Devi was crying, and Vayu Bhagavan saw this. He got very upset. Instantly, Avatara power. And they can do something about it now. So what he did is stop Vayu everywhere. See, Vayu is a very dangerous thing. It's not just about breathing. We can be breathing and still have a lot of Vayu problems everywhere. So our Vayu Bhagavan did that for everybody. It can act in many ways. So everyone, many of them, mostly they could not breathe. He was Pranadata, no? So they all came running to Vayu Bhagavan. He said, you did this to my child. Instantly Brahmaji, Indra, all of them came. Brahmaji gave a boon. They all woke up Hanuman and said, Brahmaji said, my astra will not affect you at all. That is the boon. Indra said, very quickly he came behind and said, my astra also won't affect you. But the point was, they all saved their name by giving a boon like this. Because anyway, their astras would have been useless against Hanumanji. That is the greatness of Hanumanji. And now, of course, we know how Hanumanji later, he was there, he was playing in this hills. That is why Mandipayum Venkatadri Edirolikum Namam Govinda Because Hanumanji played there, that's why we have a lot of Mandi Payum Venkatam. There are a lot of monkeys there. And these monkeys play there. It seems Alva says in one of his pasurams that because these monkeys are there are so many trees totally laden with a lot of fruits, it seems. And these monkeys would pluck all those fruits and eat. And there is this monkey, he is seeing it, Alva is seeing it in Tirumala. There's this monkey who has taken a fruit from a tree and it has been roaming around playing with the fruit, and it happened to look into a stream. Like we have been seeing in Tirumala, there are so many streams, is it not? So it looked into a stream and it seems it saw its own reflection with the fruit. And with the other hand was trying to take the fruit, it seems. He's telling that, appadi irukakodiya oru Venkatam. And he says, Partara kaduvan sunai neer nilal kandu Perthor kaduvenna perந்து Kartha kalanganikku kai neetum Venkatame Mel naal vilankanikku Kanjarindan vetpu. He connects this Venkata Perumal to Krishna's leela, to Krishna Avatara. He says, this is the Venkatam, this is the Tirumala, where this monkey is trying to take the fruit from its own reflection, and it's playing there. Such is the Venkatam where our Krishna lives, he says. That Krishna who threw a kandran, a Vatsasura, onto a tree so that the Gopas can eat fruit. That was the purpose of Vatsasura Vadam. There were so many fruits and oru kalla adcha poradhu, he just took that Vatsasura and he swirled him around, he threw him on that. He says that Vilang Kanikku Kanjarindan Verpu. That's why Guru Maharaj will always say that Krishna only stands here as Srinivasa Perumal. That's why when we chant the Ashtakam, we say Nakra Pidita Matta Varana Rakshanorjita Vaibhavam Snigdhavarida Neela Sundara Divya Mangala Vigraham Mugdha Gopa Janu जनवधू प्रिय वेणुनाद विशारदं वेंकटेश्वरमीप्सितार्थ फलप्रदं प्रणमाम्यहम्. Who is this Venkateshwara? Mukta Gopa Vadhu Janapriya Venunada Visharadam. He who played with these gopis and he who played the flute, it is that Krishna who is here as Sri Venkatesha. That's the beauty of it. And this hill was called Anjanadri because Anjaneya Swami was playing there. He was waiting for the moment where he could start serving our Ramachandra Prabhu, and that is why that place is called Venkatadri, Anjanadri. And there is another Adri which is called Venkatadri. There was a man called Madhava. He was a Vipra. By birth he was a Brahmin. Asipura Madhava Namadheyo Vipro Yuva Charu Kalevarascha Kvachit Bane Kama Vashena Sancharan Chandala Kanyam Narikamavapa. He was born in a very nice family. He was very well educated, and he knew all the shastras. It is very much like Ajamil's Charitra. And he slipped very intentionally, not unknowingly, not unintentionally, but he slipped and he got associated with a Dasi. That Dasi wanted nothing to do with him. That is the difference here. In Ajamila she also married him and they had a very long life together, is it not? But here this lady, she did not want him at all. So their family, when he started approaching her, her family got very angry and they drove him out. And he has done so many papas, like Ajamila, he has done so many sins all through his life, and he had nowhere to go. His family ditched him. They completely threw him out of their village. So he started roaming around begging. And while he was begging like that, roaming around, slowly his sins caught up with him, and he got a very severe skin disease. And he was, people were disgusted to even go near him. So nobody even wanted to serve any food to him. That was the state in which he was. And he didn't know any solution for it. He had no clue what to do about it. He was suffering so much. And he was just roaming around like that. And he happened to come somewhere near Tirumala. Not as Yatra. He didn't come there as a Tirumala Yatra. He did not even know that it was Tirumala because all these stories, they happened before the Avatara came. It's all only with the hills and our Sanidhya of Bhagavan. That's all. So nobody knew that Bhagavan was even there. He just came there, but there were many rishis, is it not? We saw yesterday how all those rishis, they knew that Bhagavan Sanidhya was here and they were all practicing penance there. So they were watching, once they were all sitting there and this Madhava, he was walking near Tirumala and they were all seeing that this fellow is coming and he looks, the very sight of him was disgusting. And then you were thinking, why is he coming here? What is happening? And while they were watching, while they were just looking at him, while he was nearing, suddenly they saw fire. They didn't know where it was coming from. But that fellow was not there, only fire was there. For a moment, they all got so frightened. They thought it is some kind of forest fire. It was caught on with him, and maybe he is going to be totally turned to ashes. And they were all looking. So suddenly, this fellow came out of that fire completely purified. He himself was very surprised and shocked. What happened was, when this Madhava with all his sins, when he walked near Tirumala, just near Tirumala, that Sanidhyam of Tirumala burnt his sins alone, it seems. It didn't burn him. It burned his sins alone. And he was completely cured of all the diseases, and not just that, he says he became a Sadbrahmanatvam Kripaya Murarehe. When you get Bhagavan's Kripa, that is why Bhagavan says, come to me for anything. Maybe Arti, Artharti, Jigyas, you don't just come to me. Why? Because for whatever reason you come, finally I will give you all that is best for you. Whether you want it or not. Is it not? So he says, just find some vyajam. Find some excuse to come near me. That's enough. And that is what happened here. So he says, Vekarataha prahurakam samastam katastu taddaha iti yate budaihi Grina Mahapapa Vinashakatva Ayam Girihi Venkatanamadheyaha. Ve means Papam. Kata means, burning. Since all the sins will be completely burnt, this Adri is called Venkatadri. That is why in the very same Kirtana, our Guru Maharaj very beautifully sings Adiyavarai Kaginu Knowingly, unknowingly, you touch fire, however, it's going to burn. So he unknowingly came to the Sannidhi of that hill of Bhagavan and he was completely cured of all the samsara. That's the beauty. And so, that particular hill, it is called Venkatadri. What is causing us to do this? That is why Alvar says, Periyalvar says, Iravu seyyum pavakkaadu teekoli வேகின்றதால் அறிவை என்னும் போதவாறு தலை பற்றி வாய் கொண்டதே. He says if you chant Govinda Nama, pavakkaadu teekoli, the sins that you have done is like a forest, it seems. It's a forest of sins. And everything will be completely burned if we just chant Govinda Nama once. That is the beauty of that Govinda Nama. And our Guru Maharaj says that is the greatness of that hill. Where the Govinda Nama is constantly being chanted. And you can constantly hear that. That is what is the greatness of the hill and the Nama. So that is how we have this Venkatadri. And there is one more Adri which we touched upon yesterday. Is it Garudadri? Is it not? And most of us would know the story of how Garuda Bhagavan had to save his own mother from the clutches of his, from clutches of her co-wife. Vinata and Kadru, both of them were the wives of Maharishi Kashyapa. And once they had an argument. And it was about this horse called Ucheshravas. And Ucheshravas is a white horse. So Vinata said that it's a white horse. And for some reason our Kadru, they were there, both of them had not seen. She said it is white horse. And Kadru said, no, it is not completely white. I am very sure that the tail of Ucheshravas is black. Vinata said, no, I am very sure it's only white. She said, no, I am very sure it's only black. Said, okay, fine, let us see. And this argument became a bet. This debate turned into a bet. And she said, see, if I am right, I will be your servant for life. If you are right, you should be my servant for life. Kadru said that. Vinata was very confident. She said, okay. Because Vinata would never do that. Even if she won the bet, she would not have done that. But she said, okay. And one day they saw Ucheshravas. And when they were about to see our Kadru, what she did a very smart thing. Kadru is the mother of all the snakes. And Vinata is the mother of our Garuda Bhagavan and Aruna. Right? And what she did, she called all her sons. She said, see, I have a bet. And I guess she must have asked somebody already about the Ucheshravas. So she knew that it was actually only white. But she can't lose the bet. She can't afford to lose the bet. So what she did, she called all her children and she said, tomorrow when both of us are looking at Ucheshravas, you all climb the tail of Ucheshravas. So from a distance it looked black. And they all did that and poor Vinata did not know this trick. So she became the servant of Kadru for years together till Garuda Bhagavan was gone. And then he saw that his mother was, like a maid servant to Kadru. He asked, why are you suffering like this? And she tells the whole story. So he goes to Kadru and he says, Amma, is there a way in which I can release my mother? She has been serving you for so long. Is there something that I can do that you will release her? And she said, yes, get me Amritam. Devas also could not get it. Is it not? Bhagavan had to come for them. And she is very coolly asking, give me some Amritam. Bhagavan had no clue what it was. He said, whatever it was, I kept it. And he inquired here and there, he figured that some ocean was churned and somehow they got some karasa and it is hidden somewhere in Devaloka. He heard that much. He went in search of it. Such parakrama he had. He went there, he found the kalasha. Devendra, will he give it up like that? He would not give a drop to anybody. Is it not? And here was our Garuda Bhagavan trying to carry away the karasa itself. So he gave a good fight. But Indra and all the devas put together were no match for Garuda Bhagavan. He very casually, won over them, took the karasa and he started flying. See, initially, always the story. Our devas will never remember Bhagavan. Then finally they will remember. So they said, Appa, we have to go to Bhagavan. They ran to Bhagavan. They said, Amrita Kalasam Pochu. He said, I have to come. I have to tell you. I have to write and give you what you should talk to Bali. And then I have to, stage the whole drama. And then be there with you. And guide you every step. Tell you that, hold on to the head first. And then I have to tell you that then they themselves move you to Pucham. And, Devas, they also say, Krishna, but for you, you would not have got this Amritam. We know that. See, you are the one who did everything. And today, if it is lost, it is your loss, no? Not just our loss, no, it is your loss. So please save it. So Bhagavan thought, okay, let me get this Amrita Kalasam from Garuda Bhagavan. And when Garuda Bhagavan was flying back to his mother, Bhagavan came. And he said, Garuda, stop. Where are you going? He said, no, I found this Amrita Kalasam, I am going. He said, that is not something you can take off like that. It is meant to be in Devaloka because all these people, in Bhuloka, they have been taught that you do yaga, yajna, you go there, you get Amritam, one drop, you will get. And when they come, they say, there is no Amritam here, they will be so disappointed. So you can't do that, you have to give it to me. He said, you know how much I had to fight? Those devas and their whole group. You want me to give it away? I am not giving it away. If you want, you fight me and take it. Bhagavan said, what? You know who I am? He said, you are Bhagavan, no. Fight. Let us see who wins. Bhagavan thought, okay, so you are challenging me. So he went near Garuda Bhagavan and he said, let me talk to you first. And he put his hand on Garuda Bhagavan's shoulder. Garuda Bhagavan fell down. He said, please do me a favor and take your hand away. You are very friendly, I know. As a Krishna, you are so used to always holding on to somebody's shoulder. Right? I can't bear this, you take it. He said, just know you are about to fight me. He said, after all, my hand on your shoulder, you take it. He said, Appa, I accept that you are very, very strong. You please take this and let me go. He said, I can't do that. I can't let you go, you have to give the Amritam. Why are you carrying this Amritam in the first place? Garuda Bhagavan said, mother was, she lost a bet and she's been serving Kadru. So I want to release her from the bondage. Bhagavan said, Adhikadika Amritam, why do you want Amritam? Why? Because that lady lied. You tell your, the other mother, go to Kadru and you tell her that I know that you cheated. And that's all, your mother will be released. Because the whole world knows that Vijay Shagas is only totally right. And he said, oh, is it? I never knew this. Bhagavan reveals the whole secret. And Garuda Bhagavan, because he knows that Bhagavan gives a darshan to a devotee, to anybody who is yet to become a devotee, he always offers a boon. So he said, you tell me what boon do you want? Garuda Bhagavan thought for a moment, he said, I want to be stronger than you. That's what I want. He said, I want to be so strong that I should be able to carry you. That's how strong I want to be. Because I want to serve you, I want to carry you wherever you go. Bhagavan said, I'll grant that to you. Very easily. You can carry me wherever you want. Only Bhagavan grants that can be carried, is it not? Otherwise, who can carry Bhagavan? So Garuda Bhagavan was a bit happy and he said, see, now I am stronger than you. Because you have given me the boon. Bhagavan said, yeah, very smart of you, but see, since you are going to carry me, anyway you will be below me, I will be above you. That will never change. Garuda Bhagavan thought, okay, that's a good point. Bhagavan said, okay, ask me another boon. What other boon you want? Garuda Bhagavan said, I want to be above you. Bhagavan said, granted. You can always be in my Dvaja. So Bhagavan is Garuda Dvaja. Is it not? And that is how it was in this, when Garuda Bhagavan carried the Amrita Kalasa, for a few minutes he stayed on this Tirumala, it seems, peaks to rest. And that is why it's called Garudadri. And because during this leela is when Bhagavan blessed him with this Kainkarya. Right? Even today, before we call Bhagavan, we call only Agaramu Mugaramu Magaramu Mana Vedinzara Tehirakaga Kundavane Onandiyum Nirayavane Sadunil Onandiyum Nirayavane So it is called Garudadri. So we saw Narayanadri, Rishabhadri where Rishabhasura was killed, Garudadri where Garuda Bhagavan rested, Simhadri where Narasimha Bhagavan after blessing Prahlada, when he became a Prasanna Narasimha, he was sitting there, and we have Anjanadri, we have Venkatadri and Sheshadri because it is Hariseshan was become this hill, so Sheshadri, and this is the greatness of these 7 hills. And now Bhagavan is waiting for that Bhakta for whom he can reveal, his Avatara Murti, and that Bhakta was our Thondaiman Chakravarthy. Tatakkadachit Girikananante Vichitravakrangita Vrikshakirne Chacharanana Mrigapakshiyukke Kurman Viharam Patichoda Rajaha. Once upon a time, there was a period when there was no Chera Rajyam, we have Chola, Chera, Pandya Rajyam, and then later Pallava Rajyam and all. There was a time when every region was only Chola Rajyam, it seems. And there was this great Chola Raja who was ruling over the entire southern Dravida Desam completely. And he used to travel everywhere and take care of each region at different times. And once when he came near this Tirumala region, it was also Chola Rajyam at that time. When he was, there were a lot of forests here, so a lot of opportunity to hunt and all. And it was a very beautiful place to just be. So he would often come here for hunting with all his people, and he would stay for some time and go back to his capital, it seems. And once when this Chola Raja was there visiting, hunting this Tirumala area near Tirupati, this Tirupati Tirumala is a place where even celestials come down and play often. So there was this Nagakannika who came there with her friends, and Chola Raja, the moment he saw her, he wanted to marry her. And the Kshatriyas have this rule of Dharma, of Gandharva Vivaha. So he approached her with that idea, and she was very happy to marry Chola Raja, and both of them got married. And as long as Chola Raja was hunting there, living there in that area, he was living with her. And finally, when his job was over, he has to go back to his capital. So he left her behind. He said, you please be with your father, go back to Nagalokam, stay with him, and later I will come and take you. And he went back. Once he went back to his Rajyam, he totally forgot. And he was ruling very grandly the Chola Rajyam. And here, when this Nagakannika, she went down to Nagalokam, she told her father, now she was pregnant with a child. So she told her father about the father of the child being Chola Raja. And the Naga Raja was very happy. He said, it is such a great sambandham. So it is a Gandharva Vivaham, but it is completely with my consent. I am very happy about this. And she gave birth to a very beautiful child, and he was called as Thondaiman. It was that child who was named as Thondaiman. And he was brought up only in Nagalokam for a long time. He grew up to a certain age, and he was all ready to be a prince now. At that time, he asked his mother about who his father was. He said, I have never seen my father around. Who is he? Where do I see him? Immediately, this Nagakannika, she said, your father is a Chola Raja. He is in Bhulokam. If you want, you can go and visit him. And Thondaiman was all set, so he went and he visited his father, Chola Raja. And Chola Raja saw all of them were there, and everyone, the ministers, the whole city was there. All of them could see the resemblance in the first place. They all thought, they thought, this is looking like Thondaiman, he's looking like this Chola Raja himself. And they all understood, and this child also revealed, saying that I am your child. And I was born to a Nagakannika. And he was very happy. He received it. So it's almost like Dushyantha's story, but not the same. Because there's no curse here. So he remembered, and he was very happy to know that he is his child. But he already had, a family there. He had children there. So he could not give the kingdom to this child, just like that. But he didn't want to deprive the child of what was duly his also. So what he did, when he gave the kingdom, when he parted his kingdom, to all his sons, he gave the Thondai Mandalam to this Thondaiman. So all this Tirupati Tirumala area, that part he gave to Thondaiman, and he established a city there called Narayanapuri. It is Tirupati now. It is Narayanapuri. He said, you have your capital there, and you rule from here. This entire Thondai Mandalam is yours. So Thondaiman was there, and the Thondai Mandalam has, just like Vrindavanam has 12 vanas, Thondai Mandalam also has 12 vanas. That's why we say North Arcadal, South Arcadal. Is it not? Arcadal. 6 forests. 6 plus 6, 12 in all. And all, North, it was only one cardal at that time. So the whole Thondai Mandalam was full of 12 forests in all. And if you see, everything comes under it. See, when you say Krishnaranyam, this Tirupkovilur is called Krishnaranyam. It is one of the vana of this Thondai Mandalam. Ademari, Jillika Vanam is Sri Mushnam. And if you say Brindaranyam, it is Trivalikeni. So all of these came under Thondai Mandalam at a point. And Thondaiman was only ruling there from this Narayanapuri. And he was under this Tirumala hill, having no clue that there was this beautiful Srinivasa Perumal playing around in the hill in various forms. Bhagavan used to come down as a Avatara now and then, it seems. Yes, many of them, many rishis had seen Bhagavan, but the Avatara was not revealed. But he would come now and then in different forms and play with people there. It was all there. And Thondaiman, he was ruling from Narayanapuri, just like it was Ramarajya. Literally, everywhere there was such auspiciousness, everything was flourishing under his kingdom, and everything was wherever you have a kingdom, right? If we look at even Bhagavatam, we have Mathura as the city, and there is a Gokulam, is it not? But Gokulam is not exclusive to Mathura. It's not exclusive there. Every kingdom will have a place called Gokulam. Because those were the days when cows were considered to be the greatest treasure of a kingdom. It's a major part of, the kingdom, because they survived with that. But from the milk, the butter, all we get everywhere. So that's why in Mahabharata we see in Virata Parva, at the end of it, the last day when they have this fight, when the Kauravas try to bring Pandavas out of their hiding, the end of Virata Parva, what they do is they have an inkling that they are somewhere in Virata Desh. They kind of figured it out. So the only way to bring them out was to bring a fight. And how do you trigger a fight? You take the Goshtam away. So all they did was they went to the Gokulam attached to Virata Desham. And they drove away all the cows. That's how the fight started, and Arjuna, we know the story how he protected them. Is it not? So here, there was a Gokulam for Narayanapuri also. And there were many cowherds there. And there were many farmers also living around. And the main farming that was done there was of millets. We say Tinai, is it not? That was the main thing that we were doing, farming there. And here, every day, just like in Bhagavatam we see, Nandagopalan, he always goes to Mathura to pay his taxes. Is it not? Similarly, all these cowherds from the Gokulam, every day they have to carry one part of this milk or curd or butter, whatever they get, back to the kingdom and offer it to the king. And suddenly, in a few days, they were watching every day, they would walk from the Gokulam to the kingdom. On the way, at a particular spot, their pots would just break. And the milk would just flow. Every day. See, 1 or 2 days you go to the king and you tell him that sorry, our pot broke, we could not bring. And if hundreds of them are walking, if 1 or 2 pots break, it makes some sense. When hundreds of them are carrying this pot of milk towards the kingdom, 100 pots break at the same point, same time, every day. So 1 or 2 days they tried to explain, then they were very frightened. So they went to the king and they said, Balmikam vipinesti rajan gavaha tadagatya yatasvavatsam samsravayanti swayameva dugdham tatkaranam chashu vicharyatam hi. They said, every day when they are coming to offer you this milk, our pot is breaking and the milk is going waste at that point. All we see is one anthill there. That's all. Near that anthill this happens. Even when we are grazing the cows, if we go anywhere near that anthill, suddenly these cows will start pouring milk. None of us will be even touching their udder. We will not be trying to milk them. They just shower their milk like that. We don't know why. This is happening. You have to somehow, So they pray to the king. They say, Achada Devam Unnadiyaya Achada Devam Unnadiyaya Acharyame Mani Veeramaya Acharyame Mani Padithina Rajendra There is something divine there. Achada Deivam Unnadi. There is some Deivam there. Otherwise, we cannot explain this at all. We are carrying pot every day, it is breaking there, and the cows are pouring milk, so there should be some problem there. And Thondaiman heard it. And these cowherds, after giving this complaint, they moved. Next moment, a farmer came running. And he said, I don't know how to explain this, but I have to share this with you, Maharaja. He said, what happened? He said, see, we are farmers and we generally grow only millets. And it is our practice that whenever it's harvest season, we are about to harvest it, we harvest and the first harvest is always offered to Perumal, to Bhagavan. That's what we do. And that is our tradition. But one day I saw, 2 days back, we were all ready for the harvest and we were supposed to harvest it and give it to Bhagavan. Before that, my son started eating that millet. I got so angry, I ran there. I was about to when I heard Sharira Vak, it said, don't hit him, I have already accepted your offer, your offering. And I did not understand, we have not offered it to Bhagavan yet. How can Bhagavan already accept our offering? And I looked around and I saw that there was a boar, a wild boar, which was already eating my millets. So I thought, this must be something divine. So I just went behind that wild boar. The moment it saw me, it started running. And I followed it. And what happened? It ran straight into an anthill. How can a wild boar go into an anthill? It went into an anthill and it completely disappeared. So he says, Achada Daivam Unnadi Ayya Achada Daivam Unnadi Ayya Prakatamaina Mukha Varahamu Vachi Prakatamaina Mukha Varahamu Vachi Priyamuto Priyanku Danyamu Bhakshinchi inquire about it. Though both, this happened on the same day. Both of them have come and have told this. Yet, Thondaiman, he was not very clear about what was happening. He said, let me think about it and, let us decide, we'll see what is that place and we'll see. And while he was waiting, that night when he slept, he had a divine darshana. Swapneda darsham bhujapatra netram shyamam yuvanam vararatna bhusham paprachatam kastumiti priyena Rajapi Rajanam Uvacha Soyam. In the middle of the night, he had a divine swapna in which he saw a young man, very beautifully, he had all the ornaments on, and he looked so handsome. He asked him who you are. And that most beautiful young man, he said, Sheshachaleham Nivasami Rajan Valmika Madhye Jagatam Hitaya Kshiramishekena Sushodhayatvam Tatraiva mam drakshasi shigrameva. He said, I live in Sheshachalam only. I am right in the middle of that anthill that you have been hearing about the whole day today. That's where I live. If you want to see me, all you have to do is just, do Kshira Abhishekam. Do an Abhisheka with milk. That is what I have been asking. Every time someone comes with the milk, I want it. I want to come out of that anthill, I am waiting for you, so you do it. And immediately, next day morning, Thondaiman, he understood this was certainly something we have to go. It is a divine swapna, and he called everyone. He arranged for 1,000 pots of milk, for a Kshira Abhisheka. They all went together there. Kshira Abhishekam cha Chakara Raja Vishwasa Purnam Sahapakta Brindaihi Tadaiva Valmika Vile Vishirnam Varaha Murtihi Dadrishe Purastat. He took everyone along with him and he started doing Kshira Abhisheka. And the moment he did Kshira Abhisheka, the anthill started dissolving, and the first darshan he had was of Shalagrama Murti of Varaha Bhagavan. That is why even today, that hill is also called Varahadri. And the temple is actually Varaha's temple. And Srinivasa Perumal is sitting there. But it's originally only because he was the first deity to come. So as a Shalagrama, he revealed himself, Varaha Murti. And we have a temple today, even today if we go, we have this Bhuvaraha Murti there. And Thondaiman, he didn't stop there, he knew that Bhagavan was still here. So he continued with the Kshira Abhisheka. And when he did that, Tadascha Valmika Vare Vishikte Sri Venkatesha Vaibhavam Chaturpuja Sundara Divyamanaha Satsannata Sri Venkatesha Vaibhavam Chaturpuja Sundara Divyamanaha Satsannata Bhagavan revealed himself as Sri Srinivasa Perumal to Thondaiman Chakravarthy, and Thondaiman Chakravarthy was, the moment. Imagine, it's very easy for us to tell a katha because we are so away from what happened then. Imagine, no one had ever seen a Archamurti till then. This is the first Archamurti. Bhagavan is revealing himself. This is Swayambhu Archamurti for the very first time. And they have seen Bhagavan played with them even before revealing himself. Is it not? He has done the leela already. And here, they are all there and suddenly Bhagavan Chaturpuja Rupama and Bhagavan is giving darshan like that. How would they feel? All of them together they do Govindan Sankirtana. Rama Ramana Hari Rama Ramana Hari Rama Ramana Hari Govinda. Rama Ramana Hari Rama Ramana Hari Rama Ramana Hari Govinda. Rama Ramana Hari Rama Ramana Hari Rama Hari Govinda. Rama Ramana Hari Rama Ramana Hari Rama Hari Govinda. Thondaiman Chakravarthy to build a beautiful temple for him. He said, I will reside there, and Bhagavan says, I will be your best friend. He established a relationship with Thondaiman, and he says, I will always give you darshan, I will be playing with you, and I will always bless you. Please build a beautiful temple for me. And the Thondaiman Chakravarthy builds a temple for our Srinivasa Perumal. That is where we are visiting even today. No? It is for him that Bhagavan revealed himself with this Avatara of Sri Srinivasa Perumal. Let us conclude this most divine satsanga. Kayena vacha manasendriyaiva buddhyatmana va prakriti svabhava karomi yadyat sakalam parasmai Shrimanarayanaayati samarpayami. Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Gopika Jeevana Smaranam Gopika